I'm about to fly on some of the most expensive and craziest aeroplane seats in the entire world. Like a seat on the world's first ever gaming aeroplane, a suite the size of an entire hotel room, and to start off, we have got the world's highest rated first class seat. So I'm on a mission to try and find the world's best aeroplane seat, and we're starting off with Singapore Airlines' first class suites, which is one of the highest rated aeroplane seats in the entire world, and an average ticket goes for about $23,000. But what makes this the best first class in the world? Well, within the first few minutes of sitting in my seat, I started messing around with it and realized it could do this. Now, on this 13-hour flight from London to Singapore, there's going to be 6 things which we're going to test out to see what makes this seat the best rated in the world. Starting with the free stuff you get. In a normal aeroplane seat, you might get yourself a small blanket and pair of headphones. But in this seat, first of all, we get a little amenities bag with a bunch of soaps and creams. We also get some really nice headphones. Now, I did think that was going to be it for the amount of free stuff you get. However, right here is a wardrobe, and in here you get a bunch more things like slippers, earplugs and pajamas. I might ask the air host what else I can get for free on this flight. I might as well try and get my money's worth. This was kind of expensive. I've got a question to ask you. I said, are there any like secret items that like you can get for free on this flight? He's just brought me a teddy. Oh my word. Oh, look at that. My personal flight attendant Sharon told me that there was actually a few more secret items I could get for free throughout this flight. But right now, we've got to move on to our next category. Right, now it's time to move on to the seat, or should I say the suite, because I mean, this is an entire room you get here. In a standard economy seat, you have a few inches of legroom and you're able to recline a little bit. But in here, it's fair to say you have a bit more room. Now, obviously the main thing in this suite is the chair, and it's unlike any chair on an aeroplane I have ever seen. Like you saw before, this chair can actually turn by pressing a button on the armrest. However, the chair doesn't just twist and turn, because we can also recline. And if I really want to relax, I can even put my feet up. I really am starting to see why this is the best rated first class suite in the world. But if you think that one room is crazy enough, just wait until the end of the video where we'll be exploring a plane where you get 3 separate rooms all to yourself. However, there's still plenty of things that we haven't discovered in this suite. For starters, this room actually has a full carpeted floor, 2 individual windows, a huge fold-out table, and where in most first class seats the seat itself turns into a bed, this suite actually has its very own. I cannot wait to try this out later. However, right now, I want to see what sort of tech this room has got, because in most economy seats all you get is a small touchscreen tablet and a small remote. But in here we have a way bigger 32-inch touchscreen TV, a remote that also doubles up as a games morning.
It's the most. This is the hazelnut ice cream. Chocolate ice cream.
It turns out they will serve you ice cream at 3 AM if you ask for it. I'm starting to think now there's nothing you can't do in this seat. This has been the nicest flight I've ever been on, but we're about to see whether this next plane is any better, because we're about to board world's first ever gaming flight. So this is Qatar Airways' Q Suites, and because they have 3 different size suites, these can cost anywhere between $3,000 and $30,000. But luckily today, we have access to the entire first class cabin. Now apparently this is supposed to be the world's first gaming plane, so as I boarded, I had one question on my mind. What exactly makes this a gaming plane? Because at a glance, this just looks like a normal first class seat. Oh my word. You see, Qatar Airways have invited us out to the Gaming in the Sky event, which has brought together some of the biggest gaming creators in the world, because Qatar Airways say that this is the best plane to play games on. And I want to test that out. Now, I did an entire video playing games. It's the first of its kind to have Starlink Wi-Fi, which literally means you have around about 100 to 200 megabits a second whilst up in the sky. Meaning you can do things like browse the web, play online games with friends, or even download games if you didn't have any installed. Now, pairing that Starlink Wi-Fi with things in your seat like a full power outlet and a HDMI port, you can bring a gaming device on board like a Nintendo Switch or a laptop and not only charge it up throughout the entire flight, but also play it on the big screen. Yeah, look at this. This is literally like playing a game at home. Qatar Airways, you genuinely might have
The best gaming experience on an airplane.
And unlike Singapore, there's actually multiple HDMI ports, meaning you can have multiple monitors and even multiple people playing at the exact same time. But if you didn't bring any games on board, this seat still has you covered because of the inbuilt games controller.
Which I won't lie, is the best games controller I've ever seen on an aeroplane. Like, this thing is responsive. It has really nice big buttons. It connects up to the screen well. Like, the games are actually quite good on here.
And honestly, this flight felt like it was going so quickly because I didn't really feel like I was on a flight at all. And whilst I did want to get some more gaming done, it's time for a bathroom check. This toilet is obviously a little bit smaller than the Singapore Airlines one. However, it's still very nice. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 mirrors, different body sprays and hand creams. You've got tissue dispensers literally everywhere. And just like Singapore Airlines, we have a complimentary toothbrush and shaving rings in loads of different airplane seats. So I want to see if this one right here is the best one. But before we start building our gaming setup, let's take off and see what free stuff you get. First of all, we got ourselves a nice little amenities bag.
We got an eye mask. We got free socks, some deodorant.
You get some moisturizers.
We also get some really nice headphones. Strangest aux cord I've ever seen in my life. We have got a little pillow, a bigger pillow, and probably one of the nicest blankets I think I've ever seen. This is like actually premium. I could go to bed in here, but I'm not. I'm gonna like just get comfy, get ready to game.
Now, moving on to the actual seat itself, because of this privacy door, it technically makes this a room. A bit of a small room, but you still get an insane amount of leg room. Now, I personally have a single suite, but there are also double suites and quad suites, which means if you're flying with friends, not only do you get a bit more room, you can also game together. But back to my seat, we've got a small storage box on the side right here, and we also have an infinite amount of reclining options. You can go forwards, you can go back, and you can also turn this thing into a bed. Now, before I go and take a look at the tech in my seat, I wanted to see what other people's setups were like, starting with the Fortnite GOAT, Tfue.
I'm watching right now a live. What is this running off a switch?
So you're telling me that the GOAT of Fortnite is having to play on an iPhone? How the hell is that even possible with like no lag? Well, you see, this Qatar Airways plane controller and an iPad remote that controls every aspect of the room, like changing the lighting levels or making the TV do this. And unlike economy, where you only get one USB port to charge up your devices, this suite has 2 full-size outlets and a port that I have never seen on an aeroplane before. But we'll take a look at that a bit later, because right now I want to see how the world's best rated aeroplane bathroom compares to a normal one.
Normally when you go to an airplane bathroom, it's like a porta potty in the sky, right? This honestly feels like a 5-star hotel room bathroom. Like, for once, I can walk around in here. This thing is huge.
Not only is there an entire makeup area down here, but also there's just so many amenities. Like, we've got shaving cream here, toothbrush and toothpaste,
And even some deodorant.
Very nice.
Toilet seat is nice and padded.
There can't be a bathroom better than this, surely. This is unbelievable.
Now it is time to test out the food. In most economy seats, you get a decent meal, however, there's not much variety in what you can order. But in first class, I have an entire menu to choose from.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Genuinely, that smells amazing. But how would it taste? I guess you can tell by the impression on my face that it was pretty good. But I wanted to see how far I could really push the limits of this seat. So again, I asked Sharon if there was any secret menu items that I could get my hands on. And sure enough,
Like the ice cream.
There's ice cream.
You want one?
I want some ice. Can I get ice cream?
Chocolate ice cream. Yeah.
There's no. Where's the chocolate ice cream on this one?
It's not here. That's why I said.
Oh, they need to have a secret menu or something.
Yes.
to be as outrageous as possible, I asked if I could be served the ice cream at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm not very sure they'll be able to fulfill this request, but I guess we'll find out later tonight.
Guys, the sun is now starting to set, as you can see. So I'm just going to point my chair in the other direction and take a look.
It was now time for me to test out what the bed was like. However, remember how I said earlier there was a port on this plane that I've never seen before? Yeah, it turns out that that's a HDMI adapter, which means I could take a portable gaming device like my ROG Ally X and connect it up to the TV for an incredible gaming experience. When I finished gaming, I made my way over to the bathroom to get ready for bed. I put my pajamas on, brushed my teeth, had a shave, and stubbed my toe. All whilst my lovely flight attendant made my bed for me.
Oh my god. Look at this, they even put the little teddies in the bed with me. Honestly guys, this bed is incredibly comfortable. I am gonna go get some sleep now, but I just want to say, Singapore Airlines, you have impressed me. Oh my god, I can see why this is one of the highest rated first class seats in the entire world. Like, anyways, I'm gonna go get some sleep now, and I'll see you in the razor. That is coming home with me.
So even though the toilet is quite small, I was still very impressed, but it's now time to head back to my seat to try out the food. Now this menu had so many options, but I knew exactly what I was gonna get. And straight after ordering, they put out an incredible table spread. However, would my food be any better than on Singapore's?
Oh wow, thank you so much.
The sauce for the beef.
Guys, I need to show you this right now. Look at that steak. You got steak. I've got The Witcher 3. If I want to play Mario Kart, it's there. Does life get any better than this? I don't think it does.
Anyways, it is time to try my steak.
Oh. It's very good.
After finishing my food, I played a bit of Mario Kart with my friend E-Man.
Yes, man. Big W's. Great game, bro.
Watched a few other creators play a game of FIFA. I even played a game myself and won.
Yes! Come on!
In this very moment, I couldn't believe that I was 30,000 feet in the air. That's the one thing I'm gonna say about the seat, is that I really just didn't feel like I was on an airplane for half of it. Like if I was to just close the windows, I would just feel like I'm in my setup at home.
Because it's got everything. It's got games, it's got good food, good Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi, you never get good Wi-Fi on a plane, ever. And I'm getting like 200 megabits a second.
And now the only thing left to do on this incredibly unique flight was to test out my bed.
I actually underestimate how crazy the legroom is. It genuinely is. Very, very good. I'm gonna get out my included eye mask and I'm gonna catch some Z's.
After a few good hours of rest though, my time on this flight had come to an end. This has easily been one of the most unique flights I have ever been on.